Now I'm looking at this wonderful photo spread that we did for the article, which is in this issue of the Doctor's Prescription for Healthy Living. Again, it's available at health food stores, natural pharmacies, and natural health retailers nationwide. And it looks like your farm is also energy independent.
Yeah, we actually, my daughter got up on the roof in the Noni kitchen. I'm trying to take a different picture from the ocean towards the mountain. You'll see more of the orchard. Well, our orchards are vast. You'll see the facility. But 2 years ago, we put up two windmills, and it cut our energy consumption, by two-thirds. It works really well. And I've always had solar systems for water pumping, even back in the 80s when inverters weren't even efficient. We had solar systems back then for our house and pumping water. And now we're putting in another system to totally get off the, so the two complement each other. It works. And we always have trade winds blowing in Hawaii, and I love them. They have a 12-foot blade on them, and they work very, very well.
And there are pictures in the magazine of your wind turbines themselves. So that's what I was saying. It does appear that you're doing all the right things. And when you're living on an island like Hawaii, of course, you don't want to have to be importing, gas and fuel and other things. This is a smart thing for anyone, but especially if you're living on an island.
Right. It costs more here, but you'll see when you come sometime. We live in a very isolated place. You go out my front door and you have 3 different beaches to go to, and you won't see one person. We're very isolated out here. When I first moved here, people would go, "You live where?" Nobody lives out there. But it's only a couple miles off the highway, but people just don't come out this way. They can stay out in the boonies. But it's really, really nice. My kids are all born and raised here. It's a very healthy place to live. And fortunately, when I moved here, Noni was growing. And my whole valley was full of it. And as I started taking down some of the other trees to open it up, I saw them responding, because they definitely respond to full light. And they start growing better. And but I've really developed an appreciation for what Noni does. I've seen now, over the years with people calling us who have used it and have learned. I would just say that just for older people, quality of life dramatically improves. Joint function gets better. Your digestion gets better. You'll find your immune system goes up. Skin conditions, eczema, psoriasis, 3 to 7 days goes away. Applying topically and taking it internally, getting at what's causing the symptom to come out on your skin. And as I mentioned before, it's the same thing we're starting to see now with veterinarians. For horse people, there's a thing that horse people know is called dew poisoning, or scratches is a common name. It's a bacterium they get on their legs, and when they stand in water. There's no drugs vets have to stop it. When you put the Noni lotion on there, 3 days, heals. Stable full of horses. I worked for about 5 years with stables here on Kauai in Princeville, where there's a very rainy area where it's very predominant. And they're amazed how it heals. So, it's topically, any kind of skin condition, internally, it treats and keeps you well as a preventative.
I think that Noni, whether you're using it orally as a fruit leather or topically as a lotion, belongs in every medicine cabinet. It is so useful, especially this summer, for any kinds of scrapes or pains, or if you've played tennis and you're stiff and sore after all that movement, or hiking, or sunburns, all of it.
Especially here in Hawaii. And that's what Noni Bob does, because here in Hawaii you see tourists look like lobsters after being there for 2 days. It used to with the intense sun.
Oh, yeah.
You put lotion on, pain goes away in 60 seconds, and they don't feel.
And while you can get Noni at any health food store in the nation, also visit www.nonifruitleather.net, www.nonifruitleather.net. That's where you can pick it up if you need it now. And folks, if you are suffering any kind of pain, rheumatism, arthritis, I just have to be really straightforward here and tell you the truth. It works. It works really well. And this is just the stuff you want to use, whether it's for yourself or your kids, to get rid of that pain. I just don't know of anything that works better.
The other thing we've learned, and we learned this from professional soccer teams, for people who work out, run, jog, bicycle, swim, whatever it is, if you put either lotion on, the lavender Noni lotion or the ice heat, 5 minutes before games or exercising, you don't cramp. And that's why Michigan State basketball his team buys cases every July and they give it to every player. They learned, because they played University of Hawaii, all 5 of their starters went out with cramps and dehydration playing here. And not one Hawaii player had a cramp. And went over to Mel after and said, how come you guys don't cramp? So we put the lotion on beforehand,